All right, our next presenter is Monica Costa. Monica, okay. Monica, are you with us?
Yes. Selçuk, Marlene Rosa.
I already unmute.
Okay.
I already unmute.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Monica.
Hi. I will try to share my presentation.
Yes, please.
Can you see it?
Yes, if you make it full screen, that would be even better.
Okay. So it's okay. Yeah. So thank you for this opportunity. I hope you're all safe and of good health. So we are sharing with you as a very special research work and also a social innovation work that we are doing in a project that we call Agilidades, which is a term as in English is a term like agility. Well, in this project, we develop every kind of games to be implemented in rehabilitation, especially in rehabilitation of chronic patients. So in this presentation, we are sharing with you a proof of concept of an original quiz game for learning about falls and cognitive motor exercise in dementia people. And we are trying to sharing with you these results of this proof of concept. So we work with dementia people, and dementia is a multidimensional disorders that affects cognition, perception, language, behavior, and emotional abilities. And the effects of dementia disorders are not limited to the patients, but also is a burden to their families and friends. And this is something that worries about in Portugal, because we have a lot of these patients that have been caring in their homes by their families. And this is a question that we are trying to do something about it. So we understand it's necessary to allocate part of care programs to these families. Caregivers need education about disease, but also about care methods. And we need to do these programs, these education programs, considering that these families have low literacy levels. So it's not enough to produce some reading contents or something like that. We need to innovating, because these people, it's very difficult to understand what is the disease and also what can do at home with these people. So including on the exercise management and falls prevention, there is little things produced to these caregivers. So the purpose of this study is to implement an original quiz game as a literacy session for dementia caregivers about fall risk and about cognitive motor exercise. So inclusion criteria for these caregivers we worked about is, well, this is a convenient sample. Caregivers of patients, so we include caregivers of patients with Alzheimer's disease, caregivers that take care more than 4 hours a day, and caregivers that were available to participate, because in Portugal, this is a question that it's very difficult. So caregivers are close at their homes, and it's very difficult to leave their home and participate in education programs. So this is a proof of concept, and we only do that with 3 caregivers. So it's a pilot session, and we implemented our questions about fall risk and cognitive motor exercise during 16 minutes. So it's an hour of education session using our original quiz. This is just a demonstration of what kind of questions we included in this quiz. So this is a multiple choice question, and the image you have at the right is like the border of our quiz game, and the photography you have in this slide is a smile face, so it's a funny way that we understand these are some moments of our session using the quiz. So this multiple choice question you have in this slide is just a question about physical exercise, and we ask caregivers if they can explain what is the effects of exercise in dementia, and we try to find out if they have some kind of, if they understand the importance of exercise in this chronic disease. We have some other questions. There are discuss questions, and they are open to the debate between people. So we ask people to share with us what kind of exercise they really use with your partner with dementia, and we try to listen people about what kind of experience they have at home practicing some kind of exercise with dementia. So we recorded a video during the session, and we analyzed verbal interaction between caregivers. And then we classified using International Classification of Functional Disability and Health. We classified health-related domains that caregivers share between them. And our results demonstrated that 13 codes we identified in these interactions were about body functions and structures. So included psychomotor control, memory, form of thought, emotion, such like these 2 sentences I share with you. So my husband doesn't like to take a walk. It's difficult to convince him. I usually go with my husband to the beach, walking around, challenging to catch some little stones. We enjoy it, and we make exercise at the same time. So we understand caregivers, they try to make some adaptations to convince people with dementia to practice some kind of exercise. Then we also have some codes about activities and participation. So handling crises, handling stress, recreation and leisure. So for example, we have a sentence of one caregiver that says to us about falls, where, well, when I look at him, I see that he's nervous and walking around. I try to give him some free space at home to avoid falls. I understand that he needs to walk because he is feeling anxious. So this is like an experience about falls prevention and the importance about environment at home. And we have some kinds of sharing experience about environment factors. So in my house, I remove all the carpets, including the bathroom. I feel very concerned about fallings and consequences of it. So about our results and what we can see in the literacy, we can find that family caregivers, they play a critical role in the well-being of their loved ones, and caregivers' ability to find, understand, and use health informations influence efficacy of care. This is often referred to a caregiver's health literacy. So it's difficult to manage some kind of alternative solutions to learn about health condition, and games can be an important strategy to increase literacy in these caregivers. So we also find that low health literacy has been associated with poor health behaviors and inclusive with higher mortality rates. So the results of the present study suggest that game learning strategies could improve health literacy in a playful and relaxed environment. So this is very interesting to us and encourage the team to finish and try to continue the quiz development. And we also included areas such as nutrition or such as stigmas about dementia people. So as a conclusion, using a quiz to understand the risk of falling and the importance of exercise for people with dementia seems to be an efficient literacy tool, as it generates a multidimensional health discussion between caregivers, as we can see with the high diversity of ECF core codes we find between interaction with caregivers. So thank you for your availability, and we would like to invite you to know about these kind of games we are using, so you can consult our link in the internet if you feel some curiosity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Costa. That was a great presentation and very interesting, in fact, and very beneficial, especially for the dementia patients. Another way of method to be effective for the fall risk for the dementia people. If you have, from the audiences, if you have any question, you are very welcome to ask.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I have a suggestion, maybe not a question. As a nurse, I know from the work of the nursing at the community that the nurses play a key role in evaluating and assessing the risk of fall of older people. Maybe you can find it useful for future, and if you want to enroll more caregivers, to try to find the nurses at your community and make a partnership with them, so you can get more caregivers. It is just a suggestion.
Yes, thank you, Anna. So I think we are from the same country, so both are Portuguese.
Yeah.
So it's good to know you, and we need a Zoom to know each other. But yeah, thank you for this intervention. Yes, we have a multidisciplinary team involved in the quiz development. We have a nurse, we have a nutrition professional, we have an occupational therapist, we have people from, so colleagues from sports. So we have a multidisciplinary team. This is only a proof of concept, so we are only trying to find if this is a promising method to work with caregivers with dementia. And we are trying to increase the sample of caregivers now that we want to validate some indicators of literacy. Inclusive, we are trying to do some more sessions of literacy because we have a lot of questions in the quiz right now. So yes, we are trying to improve the methods, but thank you for your intervention.
Thank you.
So as far as I understand, Monica, the first thing that we need to do to increase the knowledge of caregivers first, and then of course, then later on to the patients.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Any other contribution or question? No, thank you. So I would like to point out that we will be a little bit over the time.